The Smiths had now officially disbanded. There would be no more new recordings. There was, however, one last single scheduled for release, and in December 1987, it arrived.
Last night I dreamt.
It's most obvious that they are pulling in different directions. Morrissey sounds almost sort of dispirited. Ma wants to kind of create this sort of epic guitar adventure. He's getting into strings, you know. He's clearly thinking, how far can we take this? And he's feeling frustrated by what he sees as Morrissey sort of wallowing in some sort of backward-looking nostalgia, and I think that's very evident on that track.
I think Last Night was an apt swan song, but then I think you could put any Smith song as a swan song, and it would be suitable because the nature of their lyrics is kind of finality, the conclusions being drawn, people being slightly unsatisfied with their life, all things that you could easily tie in with the breakup of a band.
I think the fact that their music is timeless for me and for a new generation of young listeners is the fact that it was so very well produced. I mean, the songs just sound terrific. I keep harping back to the guitar, but I mean, I like guitar bands, and Johnny Marr was excelled. I think he was a great songwriter, great tunesmith, along with Morrissey, who's relevant now and is still packing stadiums around the world, and people love his solo stuff, and people will always love the Smiths.
To people who don't care if I
think they're one of those bands that just don't lose the following, they don't lose any fans, they're just going to keep gaining interest all the time, really.
Looked on the broad scale of rock, they're kind of wimpy, pale-faced English band, but because actually they're not really, there's a lot of bollocks to the Smiths. You know, they stand for something, they don't budge what they stand for. And they sing about things that people feel, but mostly in rock are too scared to actually admit.
in my life, oh, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if
I don't think the Smiths have dated that badly. I mean, there's a lot of things that happened in the 80s that, you know, when you played it in the 90s, they really did sound very dated. It didn't really happen with the Smiths catalogue. It still sounds fresh, and it still sounds fresh now, I think.
The Smiths ultimately are going to be remembered as, you know, one of the 3 or 4, you know, truly great British bands, truly great rock bands, because of that distinctive kind of combination of music, lyrics, atmosphere, and sheer presence.
In the house too long, she said, and I naturally fled.